Oh, we're live. Hello. Welcome
Hi.
to MomCave Live. Hey, Estelle, how are you?
Hi, it's great to be here, Jen. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Everybody, this is Estelle Erasmus. She is an award-winning journalist and author. And I most recently discovered you through this great piece in the Washington Post, which is what we're going to talk about. So,
Yes, yes.
um, Estelle wrote a piece called "My Child is Out of Control." So I had to click on that immediately. um, how did the piece come about?
It's funny. We were on a family vacation in Vermont, and my daughter was a little bit, when my husband's around and I'm around, usually it's, me and her, and he comes home from work and stuff like that. But he was around, and she just gets more willful than ever when it's the three of us together. And because we're on vacation, it's kind of like all bets are off in terms of timing, in terms of bedtime. Her whole schedule has gone to hell in a handbasket. So it really makes, I think, a difference. And so she was really just kind of acting out. And I just sat down. I was so frustrated. And I started writing the first few lines of it. And then everybody went to bed. And I just kept going and going. And I wrote it. I submitted it. And the next day, they said they were going to put it in. Amy Joyce said she was going to put it in. She's a wonderful editor. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, doesn't it always seem like they start acting up like when you're on vacation or the least opportune time?
Absolutely. It's just, there's just everything is different. The schedule is different. The routine is different. So I think that really exacerbates some of these underlying situations of control and trying to, fight against what the rules are. So that's what really made it worse.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just fixing us here because I'm making sure we're going back and forth between our pictures of the
Yeah,
both of us. Google Hangout is so crazy sometimes.
I know it
This
is.
is
It's like
working. I don't know.
I just switched. I just switched you, so I don't know.
It seems like it's working to me. Somebody could tweet us and tell us if you're only seeing one of us. But anyhow, back to the
Yeah,
important stuff. So I thought maybe we could talk about a couple of our worst moments to commiserate when our kids were out of control.
sure. I have a funny one. Well, she was about 2.5 years old, and we went to Disney World, and it was her first time, and she had a wonderful, wonderful time going on all the rides, and we did the Magic Kingdom, and my husband had a work event there, so we went along with him. We stayed in a hotel on the Disney property, and he went to his work event. Flying home, one of the top people in his company was walking around on the plane before the plane, started off, and he
Yeah.
said hi to everyone. And he stopped by, he said hi, and she had two stuffed animals that she had gotten in Disney World, and she
Uh-huh.
went like this, Chip and Dale, at his crotch.
It's crotch. That's
She
classic.
just, it was like eye level. She was like, Chip and Dale. I was like, oh my God.
How did he react?
It was just really funny. So I lost my earphone. So the guy was just like, oh, okay, and we explained. We said, yeah, she has the Chip and Dale, stuffed animals. That's what it was. So I
God.
thought that was funny.
It's always great when they completely embarrass you. I don't know. My son is 4 and almost a half, but I feel like
Right.
he's making up for like the terrible twos that were supposed to happen 2 years ago
Sure.
because the tantrums have just gotten insane. So a couple of days ago, he woke up from his nap and he's just so grumpy. He's always grumpy when he wakes up. I think he gets that from my husband, but don't tell him that. But it was like out of control. He woke up saying, "Give me a bowl of honey." And I was just, obviously I said, "No, you can't have a bowl of honey for your snack." And he
Yeah.
lost it, and he like ended up screaming. I left the room. I said, "If you're gonna yell, like I won't be in the room. Come out when you're in a good mood." And he screamed. It probably went
Smart.
on for 45 minutes, just screaming, "Give me a bowl of honey." It, it was out of
I
control.
It's out of control. I know. I had that with goldfish crackers one time. You know, give me goldfish crackers for as long as, you know, she went on and on for as long as my pregnancy lasted. I mean, it was insane.
Oh my God.
So, absolutely.
That's crazy. Well, your article, though, was about, like, your ways that you are going to deal with this in the new year, which is
yes,
for everybody. But there she is. You know we're talking about you, huh?
The star. You're the star.
Hi.
I tease Randy.
What?
I tease Randy. All right. Well, bye-bye.
Okay.
So how we're dealing with stuff, I think that it's really being effective so far. I have been limiting technology. I've been limiting time on the iPad, and I've been limiting television. And
big one.
It makes it much more, because it's not an amorphous, you can use the iPad, you can use the TV. I say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that's that.
Right.
I think it makes it,
Yeah, you are.
It works better that way. She respects it. She respects it, and we do other things. Okay. We do other things, like we read together. And, I'm putting the focus more on books where it should be.
Right.
And so she's really and the other thing is, what else are we doing? We talked about charities, and what did we do this month? What did we donate?
We donated.
What did you do?
Pajamas?
We donated pajamas.
Pajamas.
Oh,
We
that's
donated
important.
pajamas. And what else? We're looking into other things. What do we do? What other things do we do?
She's just captivated by herself on screen.
What? Oh, she loves to see herself on camera, so this is very... Okay.
Don't go into show business, kid. There's no money in it.
Mama needs to be focused, okay? So we helped out at our local community center. They were doing something for people who were shut-ins, and we helped out with that. So we did actually the pajamas. We did that like the very end of last year, so maybe that doesn't count. But then we did the helping put crafts together. And some of the other things we're doing, let me just refresh myself. A moratorium on meltdowns. I mean, okay. When there's like somebody who is cutting into traffic in the morning, that just gets me crazy. And I'm really being careful about that. I'm saying, stop. I'm telling myself, stop yourself. Do not, get angry.
Right.
So I think that I've been doing a bit of that in the new year, which has been helpful.
Yeah.
And some of the other things I've been doing, I need to refresh myself with the article.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite one. My favorite one was take a page out of the 1950s parenting playbook.
Yes. That is, what I say to her is, please don't take Mama's glasses. This is not for, this is not for discussion. So if she starts, if I say clean up your room, put your clothes away, and she says, I don't really want to, I'm very tired right now. I say, this is not for discussion. But this is not for discussion. And it's almost like the broken record way of, dealing with someone who has inappropriate requests that they teach adults to do. I've been doing it with her. And it actually does work. She just left the room with my glasses, by the way, but that's okay.
You don't need to see anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I find when my son was having these terrible tantrums, I'm always thinking, what would my parents have done? Because I think they were pretty good parents. They were pretty strict. And all my siblings and I turned out to be law-abiding citizens. So I'm like, well, how would they have handled this? And the first thing that comes to mind is they would have spanked me. So I'm not doing spanking, so I don't have that at my disposal. But think about the way our parents parented or our grandparents parented, where they were just totally in charge, and they were
absolutely.
And I find that makes it different.
Okay. And I have to say, it's a very the way that I'm raising her is a little bit more egalitarian than my parents raised me because, like you said, you're right, Jen. It would Crystal. That's not appropriate. Go in the other room. Because. Okay, go in the other room.
No.
She's a little ham.
Yeah. So my parents, I was raised to really, I was afraid. I didn't question anything, and I think kids today are much more grown up in terms of they see a lot of behavior on television that we just did not see growing up, and they emulate that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Half the shows, the kids talk back to their parents. Even the most innocuous shows, I have to be really careful about what I let her see. And she obviously has seen some of these shows, due to like babysitters and things like that. So now I'm very clear with my instructions that I do not want her seeing those shows because I do notice a difference in respectfulness when that happens. She's a very loving child. I mean, you could see she's very loving. She's fun-loving. We have a lot of fun together. But because I kind of really relate to her, I talk to her, we, share things, I think she feels that she's kind of my equal, and she's not.
Yeah. We always say that about my son. Like, he doesn't get it yet, that he's not our equal. He doesn't have equal say. So, that's a new thing that I've been really working on, and I think it's working, where it didn't feel natural at first, but I'm just like, that's it, because I'm the mom. Like, I actually say, because I said so, no more discussion. And it seems to be working. I feel like part of it is how you respond to it. Like, if you're tentative, they know they can push further, but if you're pretty firm, it works.
Right. And there are times, I mean, I wasn't doing it today, but I'll be like, I'll say my daughter's name. I'm not on camera. Right. I'll say my daughter's name, and, it'll be like, this is it. Mommy has reached her level, and so she knows, and she will respect that. And honestly, I mean, today she's having a lot of fun. Okay.
Who can resist being on camera, right?
She loves being on camera. Actually, we do pretend like we videotape with each other, and she has fun. I haven't used much of it for public consumption yet, but she did want to do that. The ice challenge. Remember when they had the ALS challenge?
Yeah.
I did the challenge, and then she insisted on doing it. Like, so she was videotaped doing. Remember when you poured water on yourself? Do you remember that?
What?
When we did the challenge.
How could you forget? How could you ever
remember that?
Ice water.
That was so she does enjoy. She's showing you all her books now.
Nice.
She really feels she has an audience.
Right.
An audience.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Speaking of videotaping, I also tried a technique. One of my son's last tantrums, I just started videotaping him, just very quietly. Of course, that made him more angry. He's like, "Stop taping me!" But then I thought it was, that he was like aware that there was an audience, and I showed it to him later. And I was like, would you want to be around this little boy? And he got really quiet, and he was like, no, that's bad.
So wow.
It's a technique to try.
Right. I think that's a great idea. I think I'm going to use that. I'll credit you. That's really good. They say to do that even with adults, Look how you're acting. Look what you're saying. Because, I haven't done that. But, that makes a lot of sense. I like that.
If I did that to my husband, the camera would not survive. So.
I know, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, no, that would not work at all.
Not good.
The few times I've tried to videotape him, we've been in a car, and I've been doing the tape, and I've been saying, and I turn it to him, and it's stone face. He'll just look at the camera like, Really, really. Very different personalities, but it works.
Yeah. Well, opposites attract, as they say. We're almost out of time. It's flown by, but I wanted to tell everybody about our giveaway that we have running. We have a giveaway for a Miraclesuit swimsuit. Have you ever tried those?
I have. I think they're really great. They just, you know, you lose those 10 pounds, it just pulls you right in.
Yeah, their tagline is like, lose 10 pounds in 10 seconds or something. It looks great. But anyway, if you all watching want to enter the giveaway, there is a link in the comments for the video. And there's also a link to Estelle's website, which is, it's musingsonmotherhoodmidlife.com. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, the title is Musings on Motherhood and Midlife, and then the URL is musingsonmotherhoodmidlife.com. Exactly.
Awesome. Well,
and I would love it. Can I say one more thing? If people can follow me on Twitter, I'm at Estelle Erasmus on Twitter. Same with Pinterest and Instagram. And Facebook is estelle.sobel.erasmus. So
perfect. Cool. Well,
thank you.
Well, I'll be on Twitter on and off all night, annoying my husband. He's like, "Why are you twittering?" So if anybody wants to tweet us about questions or comments about their out-of-control kids, we'd love to commiserate. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thanks, Jen. This was so much fun. Let me toast to you and the MomCave. I love that. Do I get like a logo that I can put on my site that I've been in the MomCave? I would love that.
That's a great idea. I'm going to make one and send it to you. Okay. All right, everybody. See you next week. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So nice seeing you. Bye.